My name's Rush Olson, and I'm with Ayra Springs-Foster and Everson Walls. And Ayra is the daughter of former Dallas Cowboy Ron Springs. Everson is a former teammate of Ron's. And the reason we're talking to you is about a charity event that's coming up that has a lot to do with his memory, and then there's also a tie-in to Ohio State and the Cowboys and a lot of things that were really important to him. Give us a quick summary, Ayra, of what this event is and why people should be interested.
Okay, so the Brotherhood for Good event is an event that is going to support the Ron Springs Gift for Life Foundation, which promotes kidney disease awareness and organ donation, which Everson, of course, years ago gave my father a kidney. So we're going to have a dinner, a silent auction. We'll have an NFL panel with tons of former Dallas Cowboy greats like Everson, Tony Dorsett, Drew Pearson. We'll have Eddie George, my brother who wasn't a Cowboy, he actually was a Redskin, which was an interesting dynamic in the household. But we'll have Sean Springs. We'll have a ton of people there to do the NFL panel. And then we'll have a social hour with cigar rolling and just some fun and dancing.
And there's a kind of an Ohio State tie-in because, of course, Ron went to Ohio State and then played for the Cowboys. Terry Glenn also had the same situation, went to Ohio State, then played for the Cowboys. And it also benefits his Brighter Generation Foundation, which helps foster kids who have aged out of the foster system. So there's a lot of really good causes going on. There's also going to be some great stories. What should people expect to hear from some of these NFL players who are going to be up on the panel?
Probably a lot of R-rated stories that we probably don't want to tell, but also really a lot of really cool stories. You know, Ron was a guy, man, he would make fun of himself. You know, I remember we would cook barbecues all the time, and he would come over to the house, and he had a losing battle with a beef rib. Remember that one? He thought it was a pork rib, so the beef rib, the bone was a little bit bigger, and man, he would bit down into that bad boy, and we saw the end result when he came over to my house, because he had someone else out. When he came to my house, I think his wife agent had come in, and she had, spilled the beans about everything. He said, "Watch this guy." You know, he comes in, and he had this biggest smile and the biggest gap right here. His entire tooth had fallen out of his mouth. So he just showed everybody the entire evening. He didn't care. I mean, he didn't mind being the butt of jokes. You know, he could give it as well as he could take it, and that's what I always liked about it.
And so you're going to have a lot of guys. There's going to be guys like Drew Pearson there, Billy Joe Dupree, folks who played with, like Tony Dorsett, who you actually are hearing a little bit in the background of this interview, whether you know it or not. It's got to be kind of cool for you to hear stuff about your dad that maybe you didn't even know. One thing you are very familiar with, you brought up earlier, which is when Everson really did as nice a thing as one person could possibly do for another person. What should people know about that sort of generosity and how that has obviously resonated to the present day?
Well, it definitely changed my father's life, and that really brought about the Gift for Life Foundation. So my dad would always say after Everson gave him the kidney, he gave me a new lease on life. And he really was about helping kids and giving back. So years, or maybe a year or so before he got the kidney transplant, him and Tony Dorsett went to Camp Renal, which is our foundation beneficiary, so all the funds go there. And these kids told him after he met with them that he gave them a new lease on life because they go to the camp, they have a normal summer camp experience, but they do have chronic illness, and they do get to receive on-site kidney dialysis, which my dad went through prior to Everson coming in and stepping in and helping him out with the kidney transplant. So that's the main thing that we want people to know, that my dad was very humble and giving, and he was all about kids, like loved kids. Everson went out to the camp too. That was their thing. They always loved to go out and show their face and light up the world. I still hear people today come to me and say, "I was at an autograph signing, your dad was so nice," or "he cracked this joke." So that's what we want to bring about for the Brotherhood for Good event, just to make sure everybody still remembers his spirit and the spirit of giving back.
This event is coming up May 17th. It's at the Verona Villa up in Frisco. For details, you can go to ronspringsgiftforlife.org. With Ayra Springs-Foster, Everson Walls, I'm Rush Olson. We look forward to seeing you there.